I got deja vu. Always say this is the last time. Now I'm taking shots and I ain't got no excuse. I'm about to cut loose, let me fill my cup. I ain't really looking for nobody to love. I like a balloon and I'm floating above. If I'm gonna take you way too far, so what? I'm about to cut loose, we don't need a reason. I like a balloon, breaking through the ceiling, never too far. We don't know the meaning. So what? So what? It's a feeling. About to cut loose, we don't need a reason. I like a balloon, breaking through the ceiling, never too far. We don't know the meaning. So what? So what? It's a feeling. We don't need a reason. We don't need a reason. We don't need a reason. So what? is imminent.
He's off and flying as he comes the car around the track. He's jamming down the pedal like he's never coming back. He's off and flying as he comes the car around the track. Adventure's waiting just ahead. Go speed racer, go speed racer, go speed racer, go. Go speed racer, go speed racer, go speed racer, go.
En su marca listo fuera. Corre conmigo, competencia quien sea. Vende, rápido acelero. El momento se pone tenso. La goma quema.
like they do in Texas plays. Hold 'em, let 'em hit me, raise it, baby, stay with me. I love it. Look at intuition, play the card with space to start. And after he's been hooked, I'll play the one that's on his heart. Oh, whoa, oh, oh, whoa. I'll get him high, show him what I got. Oh, whoa, oh, oh, whoa. I'll get him high, show him what I got. Can't read my, no, you can't read on my poker face. She's got the one nobody. Can't read my, no, you can't read on my poker face. She's got the one nobody. Can't read my. I wanna roll with him, my heart there we will be. I let up gamble and it's fun when you're with me. I love it. Russian roulette is not the same without a fun. And baby, when it's love, it's not rough, that gives it fun. Oh, whoa, oh, oh, whoa. I'll get him high, show him what I got. Oh, whoa, oh, oh, whoa. I'll get him high, show him what I got. Can't read my, no, you can't read on my poker face. She's got the one nobody. Can't read my, no, you can't read on my poker face. She's got the one nobody. Can't read my. Just like a chick in a casino, take your bank before I pay you out. I promise this promises. Check this hand 'cause I'm modest. Can't read my, no, you can't read on my poker face. She's got the one nobody. Can't read my, no, you can't read on my poker face. She's got the one nobody. Can't read my, no, you can't read on my poker face. She's got the one nobody. Can't read my, no, you can't read on my poker face. She's got the one nobody. Can't read my. Niggas
No, I can't forget this evening or your face as you were leaving, but I guess that's just the way the story goes. You always smile, but in your eyes your sorrow shows. Yes, it shows. Tomorrow, when I think of all my sorrows, when I had you there, but then I let you go. And now it's only fair that I should let you know what you should know. I can't live you. I can't give, I can't give anymore. I can't live if living is without you. Can't give, I can't give No, I can't forget this evening or your face as you were leaving, but I guess that's just the way the story goes. You always smile, but in your eyes your sorrow shows. Yes, it